Sitting in my history classroom, learn about Italy's rise of fascism. We learn about the poet D'Annunzio. This guy was a poet, and my history teacher remarked that he had a literal battleship cannon in his garden. Well, he sorta did. The history teacher saying he was that much of a nationalist that he pointed the cannon of his turret towards the Adriatic Sea, wanting the Irredenta lands of Italy. And in our case especially, Born were the towns of Fiume in the state of Dalmatia. D'Annunzio himself was born in the Italian region of Abruzzo in 1863. He was the son of the mayor of the town and a wealthy landowner. This was important as it gives him the springboard into being a poet. With this, he created the works like the Canto Novo 1882 and the San Pantalone in 1886. This meant he had the available notoriety to become a notable Italian nationalist. Now, at the advent of World War I and the many years of travelling, he called for the entry of Italy into World War I, alongside fellow nationalists. With this was his feat of flying over Vienna in the SVA-5 aircraft and delivering 40,000 leaflets over Vienna as a propaganda raid. This given him further notoriety within Italy and allowed him to springboard himself into a leading role in nationalist circles. Then after the war and the failures of this Treaty of Saint-Germain-en-Laye for Italy and not getting all the Irredenta lands, D'Annunzio and 2,000 of his goons decided to invade Fiume and occupy it for 15 months, with the Italian government not liking this occupation but literally doing nothing about it because they were so incompetent. Like in World War I. This bringing them further notoriety and a springboarding him to the head of the nationalists and later fascist circles. Although never become leader himself, due to a Russian-style falling out of a window incident, he never really became leader of Italy. However, he did still influence the politics of Benito Mussolini, and was also made a prince. So that's a nice little footnote. So let's get into the ship itself. Why does I need to know all about this man? Well, it's the reason why he had a battleship in his garden. With his position as a wealthy nationalist, he could afford to put a battleship in his garden as some sort of statement. This was done after 1923, where Benito Mussolini donated the bow of the ship to D'Annunzio to put in his garden. However, I use the term garden very loosely, as this was more of an estate, and is part of the Vittoriale degli Italiani Museum. However, I'm sad to say that the bow of the ship didn't have any of the guns on it, as it was just the bow of the ship pointing towards the Adriatic. Furthermore, the ship itself, called the Puglia, wasn't even a battleship, but a form of cruiser, and wasn't really the same as a battleship. Terrible, I know, with the ship's history of so many engagements in World War I and the Italo-Turkish War. This ship has immense history, and its final resting point is just as comical, I say, and sort of shows the lunacy of Italian history and fascism as a whole. So overall, my history teacher was sort of right. However, the ship didn't have its main guns on after being recreated in the estate of D'Annunzio. Literally deconstructed the ship and rebuilt it in his garden. So unless my research is wrong, or the guns were removed later on, the idea there was a battleship cannon in his garden is sadly not right.